Have you ever felt like your dreams were trying to whisper something to you? Not just random flickers of memory or fantasy, but messages, coded and quiet, waiting to be understood. Somewhere between sleep and waking, your body opens doors that your conscious mind never sees. Doors into your past, your buried fears, your healing. And every night, your mind slips through them. You lie still, but inside you, a hidden world awakens. Blood slows, muscles release, hormones dance in silence. And behind your closed eyes, your brain begins its most mysterious work. Sorting, repairing, revealing. This isn't fiction. It's your biology, written in the language of dreams. In this video, we'll step softly into that liminal world, where science meets the subconscious, and explore how your nightly visions might just be your body's way of speaking truths it can't say in daylight. Dreams don't just reflect your mind. Sometimes, they're a mirror held up to your entire being. So, tonight, as the world quiets down, come closer. You're about to hear what your dreams have been trying to tell you about your body, your mind, and the secret doors they unlock together. At first, it feels like falling. Not the sudden drop of a nightmare, but something slower, like drifting underwater. The room blurs. Your breathing softens. Muscles slacken. And something quiet begins to take hold. You don't realize it, but your body is shifting gears. This is the first doorway. Sleep isn't just rest. It's a carefully choreographed descent into deeper and deeper layers of being. And to get there, your brain must pass through distinct stages, each one unlocking another chamber of what you are. The first is light sleep, the in-between place. You're still aware of your surroundings. Sometimes you can even hear sounds or feel the bed beneath you, but your body is already beginning to surrender. Your heart rate drops. Your temperature cools. Your muscles twitch just slightly as your nervous system recalibrates. But this stage isn't idle. In fact, this is where the dream process begins. It's here that the boundary between the conscious and subconscious starts to blur. Your brainwaves slow down, shifting from the fast, alert rhythms of wakefulness into something gentler. Alpha, then theta. Think of it like changing frequencies on a radio. You're tuning out of the external world and into something inward. And this shift doesn't happen randomly. Your body prepares for it. It's a niche your system has evolved to protect. A space between day and night, where the brain can begin its work of reordering experience, emotion, and memory. Now imagine this. Every thought, every touch, every image you absorbed during the day, all of it gets sorted here. And not just stored, but weighed. Your brain begins asking silent questions. Was this important? Was it painful? Do I need to remember this? Can I let this go? Even now, while you're barely conscious of it, your brain is scanning the data of your life. And then, slowly, you slip deeper. The second stage is true sleep. Your body becomes heavier. Movements stop. Your awareness recedes. This is a protective phase, like the outer walls of a temple, shielding the sacred work happening inside. Here, your brain waves slow even more, now into delta territory. These are the slowest, deepest patterns the brain produces. This is not the world of story-driven dreams, not yet. Instead, this stage is more physical than symbolic. It's the body's repair shop. Your cells begin to regenerate. Tissues mend. Growth hormone is released in pulses. The immune system mobilizes. And beneath all this, deep in the brain, a cleansing system activates, something called the glymphatic system. It begins to wash away waste products from your neurons, like a tide pulling back the clutter of the day. Think of this stage as your body's reset button. It's quiet, but essential. You are, in a very real way, being rebuilt. And yet, there's still more to this journey. Eventually, you enter REM sleep. This is where the doors begin to truly open. REM stands for rapid eye movement. It's the stage most people associate with vivid dreaming, and for good reason. Brain activity during REM mirrors that of wakefulness. Fast, active, unpredictable. But your body? It's completely still. Paralyzed, in fact. This is no accident. Your brain keeps your muscles frozen so you don't act out the stories unfolding in your mind. A safety feature. But it also serves another purpose. It allows your inner world to become more real than the outer one. In REM, the brain is painting. It takes bits of memory, emotion, imagination, and blends them into a moving canvas. Sometimes the result is beautiful, sometimes terrifying, but always, always meaningful. Because here's the truth, dreams don't waste time. They are the language your brain uses to communicate with itself, especially about things you've ignored, suppressed, or never fully processed. And these dreams don't just come from your thoughts. They come from your body, pain you've pushed aside, desires you never voiced, stress signals from your gut, your heart, your immune system. These things have no words, so the brain gives them stories. A burning house, a missing stair, a shadow at the edge of the bed. Each one, a metaphor. Each one, a message. Science is still unraveling the full meaning of REM dreams. But one thing is clear, they're not random. In fact, they follow patterns. Neurologists have found that during REM, the brain selectively activates regions linked to emotional memory, creativity, and self-reflection, while turning down activity in areas tied to logic and external awareness. It's as if the brain dims the lights in the theater of consciousness and lets the subconscious take the stage. In this sense, dreams are like internal therapy sessions, except you don't have to say a word. Your brain is doing the talking and listening. And while much of this dream processing happens in REM, traces of it begin earlier, sometimes even in the lightest stages of sleep. That's why you sometimes catch an image, a sensation, as you're falling asleep. A ripple before the plunge. That ripple? It's the signal that your body's ready to open the door. But why dreams? Why doesn't your body just fix itself silently? Because the mind and body aren't separate. They're not two machines sharing space. They are one story, told in different ways. Your thoughts affect your heartbeat. Your emotions shape your digestion. Your memories live not just in your brain, but in your muscles, your skin, your posture. And so when the body heals, it brings the mind with it. And when the mind sorts its story, the body listens. Dreams are where the two meet, where physical repair becomes symbolic expression. You can think of them like coded letters, sent from deep within your cells to the theater of your mind. You don't always understand them, but they are always about you, not the you show the world, the one beneath. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into what those dream symbols might really mean, not from a mystical point of view, but from a biological one. What is your brain really trying to say when you dream of falling, flying, or being chased? And how does your body's inner state shape those symbols? But for now, just rest in this. Every night, your body opens doors you can't see. And your dreams, they're the light spilling through the cracks. You wake up, heart racing. You were falling, again. Off a building, into water, down an endless stairwell. You reach for meaning, but the details are already fading. All that's left is a feeling, a jolt, a shadow that clings to you, even as the morning sun slips through the curtains. It's easy to dismiss it. Just a dream, you tell yourself. But your body remembers. It always does. Because that dream wasn't nonsense. It was your body trying to speak. In images, in metaphors, in symbols your mind barely recognizes, but your nervous system understands like a native tongue. Let's begin with falling. Falling is one of the most common dream motifs in the world. And yet, the science behind it is startlingly physical. As you transition into deeper sleep, your muscles begin to release tension, sometimes so quickly that your brain misinterprets it. To your inner systems, that sudden loss of control feels like falling. And so, your brain creates a story to match the sensation. You're not just feeling it, you're seeing it. A cliff, a rooftop, a plunge through space. This is called a hypnic jerk, a jolt caused by the nervous system checking in as the body falls into paralysis. But it's more than reflex. It's narrative. Your brain responds to the body's state with a visual message, an urgent one. It's saying, "Are we safe?" Other dreams follow this same pattern. Take dreams of being chased. The heartbeat quickens. The muscles tense. Cortisol surges just slightly. And your dream becomes a sprint through alleys, a flight from an unseen predator. But who's chasing you? Often, it's not a who. It's a what. A suppressed fear. A hidden emotion. A physical tension you've carried too long. Sometimes it's even illness. Something your body is flagging before you've consciously noticed. Your immune system has its own alarms, and they don't always ring in words. Then there's flying, the opposite of falling. These dreams can feel euphoric, freeing, but they're not random either. Studies suggest they often occur when you're experiencing a sense of release in waking life, letting go of stress, escaping pressure, or regaining control. In flying dreams, the brain's vestibular system, the part that controls balance, is lightly stimulated. It mimics the physical feeling of movement, weightlessness. But it adds something else, meaning. It gives your body's lightness a story. This is where the poetry of the brain begins to emerge. Now, what about teeth falling out? A strange one. Common, universal, and deeply unsettling. But again, there's a body beneath the symbol. Dreams of losing teeth often appear during times of stress, especially related to appearance, confidence, or loss of control. But more interestingly, they can also link to physical sensations. If you grind your teeth at night, something many people do unconsciously, your brain might translate that pressure into a symbolic narrative. The body clenches. The mind responds. Something is breaking. It's not the tooth that matters, it's what it represents: strength, appearance, control. And those things, they live in both your psyche and your biology. The same applies to water dreams. Water is a primal element. It surrounds us before we're born. It regulates our blood, our skin, our breath. And when we dream of it, floods, oceans, bathtubs, it's often a sign that our inner emotional systems are rising to the surface. In these dreams, your parasympathetic nervous system may be trying to downshift, to cool the body, to soothe inflammation. And the brain, sensing that shift in tempo, translates it into waves, currents, or rising tides. Emotionally, water signals fluidity, the unconscious, the deep. Physically, it might signal your body's need for restoration, hydration, quiet. Your dreams make no distinction between the two, because to the brain, they are the same language. And this blurring of body and symbol is the key to understanding dream science today. You are not a machine. You are not data. You are a field of signals, rhythms, pulses, instincts. And your dreams are where those signals rise up into story. Sometimes it's clear. Sometimes chaotic, but always meaningful. This is why modern neuroscience is beginning to change how we see dreaming. For decades, dreams were treated as byproducts. Noise in the system, random firings, psychological leftovers. But new studies reveal something else. Dreams may be predictive. Your brain often simulates possible futures while you sleep, not just replays of the past. It constructs scenarios. It practices. It weighs risks. This is known as the threat simulation theory. But what's more compelling is that your body contributes to the script. Low blood sugar? You may dream of scarcity, hunger, loss. Elevated cortisol. You might run, hide, brace for danger. Wounds healing beneath the skin. You might see transformation, metamorphosis, even pain. The dream isn't just reflecting what happened. It's responding to what is happening inside you. In this way, dreams become a kind of internal performance. Not for entertainment, but for survival. Imagine your brain as a stage director. Your body sends the signals, the music, the light cues, the backdrop. And the dream? That's the play. No audience. Just you, watching yourself from the inside out. And this performance is intimate, personal, sometimes uncomfortable, but never meaningless. Because your body doesn't dream in fiction. It dreams in feeling. It dreams in symbols. It dreams in truth. In the next part, we'll explore something even more mysterious. How your dreams may not just interpret your physical state, but actually influence it. Can dreaming help heal the body? Can it restore balance? Can it prepare you for what's to come? The answers lie in the night's second half. When dreams become more vivid, more symbolic, and more active in shaping your waking life. But for now, just remember, every strange, beautiful, terrifying dream you've had, it wasn't random. It was your body speaking in the only language it knows how. While you sleep, your body doesn't shut down. It switches missions. During the day, your systems are in response mode, navigating traffic, solving problems, digesting lunch, regulating your temperature, scrolling through 1,000 distractions. Every system is alert, responding to the outside world. But at night, the direction changes. Your energy is redirected inward. And here's the beautiful truth. Some of your body's deepest healing doesn't happen while you're awake. It happens when you surrender. When the conscious mind lets go, and the dreaming mind takes over. Let's step into this secret shift and explore how dreams do more than reflect your biology. They might be helping to repair it. You've likely heard of REM sleep, where most vivid dreams occur. But within this stage lies something extraordinary. Your brain enters a mode of extreme processing, not just of memory or emotion, but of physical trauma and stress. Here's how it works. Throughout the day, your body accumulates what scientists call microstressors, tiny injuries, emotional shocks, muscular tension, inflammation. Many of these go unnoticed. But your nervous system keeps score. And in REM sleep, your brain begins to reintegrate them. Blood flow increases to the brain. Certain immune cells, like cytokines, are modulated. Hormones shift. And more than that, your brain begins to simulate experiences that help you adapt to what's happened. Let's say you experienced a sharp emotional conflict, something you tried not to think about. That memory is still active in your body. Maybe your stomach felt tight. Maybe your chest hurt. In REM sleep, the brain returns to that feeling. But in a dream, not to torture you, to help you process it, you might not dream the actual memory. Instead, you dream a variation, a stranger shouting, a room filling with noise, a version of the feeling, but one you can witness from a new angle. This is called emotional memory integration. And your body is in on it too. While you're dreaming, your stress response recalibrates. Your heart rate becomes more responsive. Your cortisol resets. In essence, your body is saying, "That happened, but we survived. Let's update the system." It doesn't stop there. Dreams have been linked to physical recovery in powerful ways. Athletes who get more REM sleep show faster muscle repair. People recovering from illness often report intense, symbolic dreams, like water washing over them or snakes shedding their skin. These aren't coincidences. They're reflections of cellular activity, your body mapping its healing through imagery. In fact, researchers studying patients in burn units found that dreams often predicted phases of recovery. In early healing, dreams were chaotic, full of fire, pain, confusion. But as bodies healed, so did the dreams. Water returned. Calm re-entered. Faces softened. Your dreams are not just watching the process. They are participating in it. There's another layer too, deeper, quieter. Let's talk about the immune system. Most people don't think of immunity as emotional, but it is. The cells that defend your body also respond to your emotional states. Stress lowers immune efficiency. Deep rest boosts it. And sleep, especially dream-rich sleep, seems to coordinate the relationship. In REM, your brain sends subtle signals to the immune system. Stand down here, activate there, monitor this. It's a kind of surveillance system, calibrated not just by injury, but by emotion. Think of a dream where you were searching for something. Keys, a person, a path. That searching may reflect your immune system scanning for imbalance. And once it's found, through metaphor or memory, the body begins to reorient. Even the images of illness in dreams can carry meaning. Fevers often bring vivid, surreal dreamscapes. The immune system in overdrive sends distress signals, and the brain turns them into visual code. A burning city, a collapsing house, a monster inside. These are not just stories. They are snapshots of what the body is trying to resolve. Then there's pain. Chronic pain changes how you dream, and dreaming changes how you feel pain. Studies have found that people with chronic conditions often dream of confinement, being trapped, frozen, bound. It makes sense. The body feels stuck. The dream mirrors it. But here's where it gets profound. When those same people begin to heal, the dreams shift. Doors appear. Movement returns. Pain becomes something to negotiate, not just endure. It's as if the brain is saying, let's rehearse relief. Even phantom limb patients, people who have lost limbs but still feel pain, have reported dreams where their missing limb is whole again. Not because the brain is confused, but because it's trying to resolve the contradiction. Dreaming is rehearsal. Dreaming is repair. Now, let's return to you. The next time you wake up from a strange dream, half memory, half myth, don't brush it aside. Listen. Ask, what part of me was trying to heal last night? Was it physical? Emotional? Was it grief? Fatigue? Hunger? Regret? Your body doesn't speak in words. It speaks in tension, breath, images, rhythm. And dreams. They're the only place where all those voices can speak at once. So what does this mean for you right now? It means that dreaming is not an escape. It's not noise. It's medicine. Every night, your body sends you messages. Through symbol, through sensation, through stories you didn't choose but still belong to you. And sometimes, the dream itself is the therapy. Not because it solves the problem, but because it gives your body space to process it, feel it, reimagine it. And in that space, healing begins. In the next chapter, we'll explore a haunting question. What happens when dreams are blocked? When trauma, medication, or modern life dulls your dream life, what does the body lose? And what can we do to bring dreams back? But for now, let this settle. Your dreams are not noise. They are signals from your deepest self. And every night, as your body works to heal itself, your dreams light the path. Sometimes, you close your eyes, and there's nothing. No images, no stories, no dreams you can remember. Just the blackness of sleep and the ticking of morning. You wake up, and it's like the night never spoke to you at all. But dreams don't just vanish. When you stop dreaming, or stop remembering them, it's often a sign that something deeper is being silenced. Because the dreaming mind is not optional. It's not decoration. It's communication. And when that voice goes quiet, something within you goes unheard. Let's start with the science. Most healthy adults experience several cycles of REM sleep each night. And in each REM cycle, the brain becomes highly active, rehearsing memory, regulating emotion, coordinating subtle bodily repairs. But here's the catch. Many people don't remember those dreams. This doesn't always mean the dreams didn't happen. But when recall disappears for long stretches, or when REM sleep becomes disrupted altogether, researchers have found striking effects. Mood dips. Memory suffers. Stress lingers longer. The immune system weakens. And perhaps most tellingly, a person begins to feel emotionally numb. It's as if a layer of inner color is slowly fading. So why do dreams go missing? One of the biggest culprits is chronic stress. When you live in fight or flight mode, constantly anticipating, defending, reacting, your nervous system struggles to make the leap into deep REM sleep. Your cortisol stays elevated. Your brain stays on alert. And the dreaming process becomes fragmented, interrupted, incomplete. You might still have dreams, but they come in shards, unformed, disconnected. Or they slip away the moment you wake, leaving only a feeling of heaviness or confusion. Your body is still trying to speak, but the static of daily stress drowns it out. Another thief of dreams is sleep medication. Many drugs used to treat insomnia, anxiety, or depression suppress REM sleep. They help you fall asleep, but they mute the depth of dreaming. The architecture of sleep becomes flatter, less dynamic. The doors that once opened inward now remain closed. This effect is subtle, but powerful. People on long-term sedatives often report fewer vivid dreams, and over time, they may feel emotionally blunted, less reactive, less intuitive, less connected to their own inner landscape. It's not that dreams are gone forever, but the conversation between body and mind grows distant, muffled. And when you can't hear your dreams, you lose part of yourself. Then there's trauma. In people who've experienced intense psychological or physical trauma, dreams often shift in dramatic ways. At first, the dreams become louder, nightmares, vivid flashbacks, hyper-real imagery. Brain is trying to process something too big, too overwhelming. But if the trauma isn't addressed, or if it's buried too deep, the dream mechanism can begin to shut down. Not because the body doesn't need to speak, but because it's protecting itself. This is known as dream withdrawal. It's the brain's way of saying, this is too much to process right now. You sleep, but the dreaming world dims, becomes safer, emptier, dark. And in that silence, healing stalls. There's one more reason dreams disappear: disconnection. In our modern world, we've forgotten how to listen inward. We rush. We scroll. We sleep with TVs glowing and phones buzzing beside the bed. We treat sleep as a break from life, not a part of life. But dreaming requires presence, stillness, a kind of inner attention that we've been trained to ignore. Many cultures once revered dreams as sacred. Messages from ancestors, warnings from the body, clues to health and harmony. Today, we often treat them as random, embarrassing, forgettable. But when we stop honoring dreams, they stop showing up. Not because they don't matter, but because we've stopped creating space for them to matter. So what does it mean to restore dreaming? Can lost dreams be recovered? Yes. not just as memories, but as a part of your inner intelligence. Here's how it begins. You prioritize sleep, not just in length, but in depth. You set boundaries with light, with noise, with screens. You give your body the darkness and quiet it needs to enter deep REM cycles. You wake slowly. Stay in bed for a few moments. Let the dream rise to the surface before it's gone. Sometimes it's there, right at the edge, waiting. You write. Even fragments. A color. A feeling. A sentence. Over time the brain learns. This is safe. I can speak again. And most importantly, you listen to your body. You treat emotion as information. You begin to ask what your inner self is trying to say, even if no dream comes. Because that act of listening is what welcomes the dreams back. Some researchers believe that dream recall is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. And the more you honor your dreams, by writing, reflecting, wondering, the more vivid, symbolic, and healing they become. You begin to dream again, not just at night, but in waking life. You become more intuitive, more emotionally aware, more connected to your own internal signals. And your body notices. Stress softens. The immune system strengthens. Mood stabilizes. Creativity returns. Because the conversation between your body and your dreaming mind is restored. In the next chapter, we'll explore something extraordinary. Lucid dreaming, the state where you become aware that you're dreaming and gain control over the dream itself. What does it mean for healing? For memory? For self-discovery? But before that, take a moment to sit in this quiet truth. If your dreams have gone silent, it's not the end. It's a pause, an invitation. And when you return to the rhythm of sleep, when you welcome stillness, when you create space for your inner voice, the dreams return, the doors open again, and your body, once more, begins to speak. Imagine this. You're standing in a forest of blue light. The trees pulse with breath. The sky is shifting, slowly, gently, like fabric, stirred by wind. And then, something clicks. You realize you're dreaming. You don't wake up. You don't panic. You stay. And within that dream, now fully aware, you decide to walk forward. Not to escape, but to explore. This is lucid dreaming, when you become conscious inside the dream. And for centuries, it's been misunderstood. Some treat lucid dreams like magic tricks. Others think they're just rare accidents. But in reality, lucid dreaming is a natural capacity of the brain, a kind of built-in back door into your inner world, a secret passage that lets you move through the subconscious with your eyes open, not metaphorically. Literally, when you become lucid in a dream, parts of your waking mind come back online. Prefrontal cortex, normally dim during REM, flickers to life. Memory, reasoning, decision-making, all return. But the body stays asleep, and the dream continues. It's like stepping onto a moving train, but realizing you're the conductor. But here's the deeper question. Why would your body allow this? Why, in the middle of its most vulnerable and mysterious state, would it let you take control? The answer lies in what lucid dreams actually offer. Not just for the mind, but for the body. Because this state isn't just for fantasy. It can be a space for healing. In lucid dreams, you're not limited by the rules of waking life. Pain doesn't control you. Gravity doesn't bind you. You can fly, speak to memories, revisit lost places, enter locked rooms of your mind. But here's what researchers are finding. Lucid dreamers can also rehearse skills. They can alleviate nightmares. They can even interact with parts of the self that remain hidden in waking life. One study found that people who practiced movement inside a lucid dream like playing the piano or shooting a basketball, improved in real life. The brain treated it as real rehearsal. Another found that chronic nightmare sufferers could confront the terrifying figures inside their dreams once they became lucid. And those dreams lost their power. The body responded. Stress levels dropped. Sleep improved. Emotion stabilized. Lucid dreams became not just visions, but medicine. Let's look at what's happening biologically. In REM sleep, the amygdala, the brain's emotional center, is highly active. This is why dreams feel intense, dramatic, symbolic. But when lucidity enters, the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, associated with logic and awareness, lights up again. It creates a bridge between the wild emotional world of dreaming and the thoughtful structure of waking life. That bridge is rare, but it's real. And when you cross it, you can do something most people never imagine. You can speak directly to your subconscious. You can ask questions like, why do I keep having this dream? What am I afraid of? What do I need to heal? And sometimes the dream responds, not with clear words, but with images, movement, feelings, answers your body understands. Lucid dreaming doesn't happen to everyone naturally, but it can be trained. It starts with dream recall, writing down your dreams each morning, building the muscle of memory. Then comes reality testing, asking yourself during the day, am I dreaming? This habit carries into sleep. Eventually, you'll ask it in a dream and realize the truth. Some use mild, mnemonic induction of lucid dreams, where you fall asleep repeating a phrase like, next time I dream, I'll remember I'm dreaming. Others practice ABTB, wake back to bed, where you wake after 5 hours, stay up briefly, then return to sleep with intention. These aren't hacks. They're invitations, ways to signal your brain, I am ready to listen, I'm ready to explore. But lucidity isn't just about control, it's about connection. Many lucid dreamers don't fly or shape-shift. They sit. They observe. They listen. They walk into rooms filled with childhood memories. They meet lost loved ones, not as ghosts, but as echoes of the heart. They revisit traumatic events, not to relive them, but to rewrite the ending. And in those moments, something sacred happens. Your body releases stress. Your breath deepens. Your nervous system recalibrates. The symbolic becomes somatic. The imagined becomes embodied. And when you wake, you feel different. Not like it was a game. Like something shifted inside you. Some even report healing pain during lucid dreams. This isn't magic. It's neurobiology. Pain is not just a signal from the body. It's also shaped by the perception of the brain. If, inside a dream, you visualize comfort, warmth, freedom, movement, the brain rewires its response to the pain, not always to eliminate, but to reshape it. You tell your body, this doesn't own me, and your body listens. But perhaps the most important part of lucid dreaming is this. It reminds you that you are not a passenger in your own inner world. You can explore it. You can tend to it. You can bring awareness, even to the deepest parts of your being. In a world where we so often feel powerless, disconnected from our bodies, numb to our own emotions, lucid dreaming offers a return to presence, a return to participation, not just in dreams, but in life. In the next part, we'll move into the collective realm of dreaming, how cultures across history, indigenous, Eastern, mystical, and modern, have used dreams not just to understand the body, but to guide communities, heal wounds, and navigate the unknown. But for now, remember this. There's a part of you that already knows how to dream, how to heal, how to remember. And when you become lucid, not just in the dream, but in yourself. You walk through the door, wide awake, into the most ancient part of who you are. Long before modern science could scan brainwaves or map REM sleep, humans already knew something sacred about dreams. They knew that when the body rests, something deeper awakens. They knew that images from the night had meaning, not fantasy, not noise, messages. In nearly every ancient culture, from the deserts of North Africa to the forests of the Pacific Northwest, dreams were treated not just as personal experiences, but as communal wisdom, a kind of inner weather report, a map of the invisible world. And at the center of that belief, the body, its cycles, its pain, its healing, all woven into the language of dreams. Let's travel back, quietly, slowly, to one of the earliest known dream cultures, ancient Egypt. To the Egyptians, dreams were not separate from the body. They were a continuation of life force, Ka, the vital essence that moves through all living things. Dreams were written on papyrus, kept in temples, and interpreted by priests trained not just in mysticism, but in physical medicine. If someone dreamed of rotting teeth, it wasn't just symbolic. It was a sign of imbalance in the body, a warning of disease. Dreams of water flooding the home, a signal that emotional excess, or even organ inflammation, needed to be treated. The body was the dreamer. The dream was the diagnosis. Now, move across the ancient world to Greece, to the healing sanctuaries known as Asclepions. These were sacred sleep temples, where people traveled not for lectures or surgeries, but for dreams. Visitors would fast, bathe, and lie down in quiet chambers beneath the temple. There they would enter incubation sleep, a practice of inviting healing dreams guided by ritual, herbs, and silence. In those dreams, the god Asclepios might appear, or a snake, or a symbol, water, light, flame. And in the morning, the dream would be shared with a healer, not to decode its meaning, but to understand what the body needed next, whether a diet change, a massage, a prayer, or an emotional release. It wasn't superstition. It was an early form of somatic therapy, where the body and dream are treated as one conversation. Indigenous cultures across the world carried similar wisdom. Among the Ojibwe people, dreams were seen as gifts from the spirit world, direct guides for personal growth and healing. Children were taught to remember their dreams. Elders helped interpret them, and illnesses were often treated through both medicine and dream work. In Australian Aboriginal tradition, the dream time wasn't just a sleep state. It was the eternal layer of reality, the place where ancestors lived, where the land was created, and where the body's purpose could be remembered. To dream of an animal, a tree, a mountain, it wasn't metaphor. It was guidance. And often, the health of a person was reflected in whether they were dreaming in harmony with their lineage and the land. What's striking across all these cultures is not just the reverence for dreaming, but the understanding that the body dreams too. Not just the mind, the muscles, the organs, the blood. A person with no dreams was seen not just as tired, but as spiritually or physically unwell. And the remedy wasn't always external. It might be rest. It might be expression. It might be reconnecting to the rhythms of the earth. In these traditions, the body is not separate from the spirit, and the dream is the bridge. Modern Western culture, for all its technology, has often forgotten this. We treat the body like a machine, the mind like a server, dreams like static. But that wasn't always the case. Even as recently as the 20th century, early depth psychologists like Carl Jung and Marie-Louise von Franz saw dreams as expressions of both the physical and psychic landscape. Jung believed that symbols in dreams were connected to archetypes, shared images passed down across generation. And many of those archetypes were bodily: the wounded child, the strong father, the open wound, the rising tide. Each one tied to emotion, but also to felt experience, to muscle memory, to breath, to the nervous system trying to speak in symbol. Today, science is slowly catching up to what the ancients knew. What the ancients knew. We now understand that REM sleep is not random. That dreams are shaped by emotional need, immune response, hormonal fluctuation, and nervous system repair. We know that the body writes the dream as much as the brain does. That inflammation, stress, grief, even low magnesium levels can all color the images we see at night. But unlike the ancients, we often forget to listen. We search for answers in pills and routines and screens, when sometimes the body is already offering wisdom, quietly, symbolically, in the theater of the dream. So what would it mean to return to that way of listening? To wake up slowly, to write down even fragments of a dream, to ask not what it means in some dictionary, but what your body was trying to tell you. Is your sleep shallow? Is your breath tight? Is there grief you've carried in your chest? Is there tension in your stomach, showing up as waves or earthquakes in the dream world? These aren't just ideas. They're invitations to feel, to slow down, to return. In the next chapter, we'll explore how trauma lives in the dreaming body, how certain experiences get stuck, and how dreams can either repeat the pain or slowly, quietly, begin to heal it. But for now, take this with you. You are not the first to dream of falling, of flying, of being lost or found. These symbols live in the bones of humanity, and your body remembers them. Because your body, like your ancestors, has always known. Dreams are not escape. They are return. Some dreams don't feel like dreams. They feel like memories, louder, heavier, more real than waking life. You wake gasping or frozen, heart racing, body soaked in sweat. Even if years have passed, even if you've healed on the surface, your body remembers. This is the hidden truth of trauma. It doesn't live only in the mind. It lives in the nervous system, in your muscles, your hormones, your breath. And at night, when your conscious guard is down, trauma often re-emerges through dreams. Not to haunt you, to process, to release, finish what the waking mind couldn't. Let's begin with what trauma does to the body. When you experience something overwhelming, an accident, violence, loss, neglect, your nervous system can go into shock. Heart rate spikes, muscles brace, cortisol floods the bloodstream. You may fight, flee, freeze, or collapse. And if the experience is too much to process at the time, it gets stored, not just as memory, but as pattern. You flinch without knowing why. You tighten when someone raises their voice. You avoid certain places, people. This is called somatic memory. Your body holding the echo of an event that your conscious mind has buried or reframed. And when you sleep, the doors to those memories sometimes swing open. Trauma dreams often share key traits. They're vivid, almost hyper-real. They repeat the same images or scenarios. They involve powerlessness, fear, or shame. They leave you emotionally raw, even hours after waking. The body reacts. Clenched jaw, racing pulse, gasping breath. For some, the dreams are literal replays of the trauma. For others, they're symbolic. Burning houses, tidal waves, being chased, trapped, or voiceless. But what's common in all of them is this: Your body is trying to complete the response it never got to finish. Here's what that means. If you were unable to run, your dream might show you running endlessly. If you couldn't scream, your dream may make your voice vanish. If you froze, the dream might place you in a paralyzed body, watching helplessly. These aren't just scenes. They're nervous system rehearsals. Your brain is trying, again and again, to integrate what happened, to give you agency, to release the trapped energy. And if you begin to approach those dreams gently, they can start to change. Therapists who specialize in trauma-informed dream work have seen this again and again. When survivors are given a safe space to explore their dreams, not interpret them, but feel them, something shifts. A nightmare of drowning transforms into swimming. The silent scream becomes a roar. The villain becomes someone you face and speak to. This doesn't happen quickly, and it doesn't always happen consciously. But even the smallest change in a recurring trauma dream can be a sign. The body is releasing. The wound is softening. The story is changing. So how do you begin to work with trauma dreams? It starts with safety. You don't need to analyze the dream. You don't need to find the perfect meaning. What you need is to witness it with compassion. Keep a notebook near your bed. When you wake from a dream, especially a difficult one, write what you remember. Not just the visuals, but the felt sense. Where in your body did the dream live? Your throat? Your chest? Your belly? Over time, patterns will emerge. Not answers. Patterns. And those patterns can show you where your nervous system is still holding on. Next, move slowly. Sometimes, just breathing into the memory of a dream can stir up emotion. That's okay. Breathe low. Long exhales. Let the body know, we're safe now. Even speaking to the dream aloud, I saw you. I felt you. You can let go now, can soften its hold. If you work with a therapist, especially one trained in somatic or trauma-centered care, you can bring your dreams into that space, not as diagnosis, but as conversation. Your body is talking, and you're finally listening. Some people find that working with trauma dreams in a creative way helps release what words cannot. Drawing the dream, reenacting it with gentle movements, turning it into a poem, letting the body express what it could not at the time of trauma. This is how healing begins, not by erasing the dream, but by changing your relationship to it. You go from victim to witness, from frozen to moving, from haunted to held, and the dream slowly begins to shift. Because you have shifted. It's important to say, not all trauma dreams are ready to be faced directly. Sometimes, the body protects you with forgetfulness. Sometimes, the dream comes in fragments. That's not failure. That's wisdom. The body has its own pace, its own rhythm. And if you follow it gently, patiently, the path forward unfolds, night by night, breath by breath. In the next chapter, we'll explore the opposite side of the spectrum. Joyful dreams, dreams of renewal, of transformation, of becoming. What do they say about where the body is headed? Not what it's healing from, but what it's growing toward. But for now, rest with this. Even your nightmares are trying to help you. They are not betrayals. They are not punishments. They are echoes, unfinished, unresolved. And every time you listen to them with kindness, every time you write them, breathe with them, move through them, move, you are telling your body, it's safe now. You can finish the story. Not all dreams are about fear. Not all dreams drag you through memory or pain. Some dreams lift you. You wake with your chest wide open, your breath deeper, your heart steady. You remember flying, not away from something, but towards something. You remember light, color, movement, peace. These are not fantasies. They are the dreams of becoming, when your body isn't just processing the past, it's imagining a future. And that future isn't just a metaphor. It's cellular, hormonal, nervous system deep. It's your body dreaming itself forward. Science has begun to uncover a stunning possibility that dreams may not only reflect your present state, they may help shape what comes next. In the same way that trauma dreams try to finish unfinished responses, transformation dreams often arise when your body is preparing for change. Emotionally, physically, spiritually. They don't come as instructions. They come as symbolic rehearsals. You're standing at a mountain's edge. You're shedding skin like a snake. You're walking through a door that wasn't there before. Your conscious mind may not know what's changing, but your body does. Let's return to the science for a moment. During REM sleep, your brain runs simulations. This is well documented. You test out possible outcomes, social conflicts, unfamiliar settings. It's part of how we evolve. By trying out danger, joy, risk, connection, safely. But these simulations aren't just mental. They include physical rehearsal too. If you dream of dancing, your motor cortex lights up. If you dream of singing, your vocal centers activate. If you dream of healing, stepping out of a sickbed, swimming in clear water, embracing someone you've missed, your autonomic nervous system receives that imagery like practice. Your body stores the memory of what it feels like to be whole. This is especially important when you are in a season of growth, when your real life feels uncertain, or stretched, or raw with possibility. Your mind may hesitate, but your dreams begin preparing you. It might show up as walking on water, or sprouting wings, or meeting a future version of yourself. You may not understand the meaning right away. That's okay. Body does. Dreams like these are not predictions. They are inner rehearsals for expansion. In many people, these dreams come after a long period of stagnation or pain. Like the body held its breath for months, and now, finally, it exhales. People report dreams of emerging from caves, tunnels, or womb-like spaces, transforming into animals, birds, tigers, horses, crossing rivers, bridges, or thresholds, speaking after long silence, shedding hair, skin, clothes. These images aren't random. They are ancient codes for renewal, built into your brain, your blood, your emotional DNA. And when they appear, they often bring a feeling of awe. Even if the dream is strange, even if the meaning is unclear, there's a sense. Something is changing. Let's take a closer look at one example, the rebirth dream. This is a pattern seen across cultures and individuals, often appearing at moments of deep transition. It may involve water, fire, death, and rebirth, or metamorphosis. Some dream of giving birth, not to a child, but to themselves. Some dream of dying, but waking up moments later, in a new form. Some dream of cleaning a house, or finding a lost room, or planting a seed. These aren't fantasy. They're symbolic rehearsal for internal change. And for people in recovery, from illness, heartbreak, grief, these dreams can be turning points. Moments when the body says, "We're ready now. The next part can begin." Sometimes these dreams are subtle. A bird appearing at your window. An unfamiliar city that feels like home. A door you finally walk through after years of standing outside. And sometimes they are grand, cinematic, full of fire and music and light. But what unites them is this. They leave you feeling moved, not agitated like a nightmare, not confused like a fragment, but stirred. Like something deep inside you has been acknowledged. You may not know what, but your body does. So what can you do when dreams like this visit you? First, honor them. Write them down, even if they make no sense, even if they feel silly. Second, ask, what part of me is being called forward? Is it courage? Forgiveness? Creativity? Rest? You don't need an exact answer. The question itself is the key. Third, follow the energy. What did the dream leave you craving? Movement, stillness, connection, change? Let your body take a small step in that direction. Dreams of becoming aren't commands. They're invitations. In many cultures, these dreams were seen as sacred gifts, not just to the dreamer, but to the community. Among the Lakota, for example, vision dreams were shared with elders, who helped interpret not just what they meant for the person, but for the village. In some Buddhist and Hindu traditions, dreams of transformation were signs of spiritual ripening, moments when the soul was shedding old karma, preparing for new work. And even today, in holistic therapies around the world, practitioners often listen to dreams as signs of readiness, not diagnosis, direction. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to live in relationship with your dreams, how to create a practice that helps you listen, respond, and grow from what your dreaming body is telling you, night after night. But for now, remember this. When your dreams lift you, when they stir something beautiful, terrifying, or strange, that is not fantasy. That is your nervous system imagining a new path. And your body, quietly, gently, is already learning to follow. Dreams aren't something you have. They're something you're in conversation with. And like any relationship, the more you show up, the more they do too. This chapter isn't about decoding symbols or interpreting universal meanings. It's about building a dream practice, a steady, respectful rhythm between your waking body and your dreaming self. Because dreams are not one-time events. They are a language your body speaks every night in image and rhythm and sensation. And when you begin to listen, everything changes. A dream practice is gentle. It doesn't need to be complicated or mystical. It begins with a single shift. You treat your dreams as something worth remembering. Not because they're always beautiful, not because you'll always understand them, but because they're yours. Personal. Embodied. A mirror held up to the places inside you that have no other voice. Let's start at the simplest place, the moment you wake up. For most people, dreams vanish in seconds. A door slams shut as consciousness rushes in. But if you pause, just for 30 seconds, your body can keep the door open. So, try this. Before you move, before you check your phone, before you sit up, stay in the same position you woke in. Ask, where was I just now? Not in your head, but in your senses. Was there a color? A texture? A sound? A mood? You don't need a full story. Even a whisper is enough. Next, write it down. Not perfectly. Not in narrative form. Just the raw fragments. The hallway was dark. Something was growing in the sink. I felt safe. My hands were glowing. This isn't analysis. It's witnessing. And over time, your body will notice. Oh, you're paying attention now. And the dreams will deepen. Want to go further? Build a small dream journal ritual. It can be a notebook by your bed, a voice memo on your phone, a candle, even, lit as you write, just to set the space. Some people add drawings. Some add single words. Some wake in the middle of the night to record half-remembered sentences. There's no right way, only the act of returning, night after night saying, I'm here. I'm listening. But a dream practice isn't just about what you do after the dream. It's about how you prepare for dreaming itself. Your body wants rhythm, light and dark, stillness before sleep. A signal. It's time to go inward now. So try this. Turn off screens. 30, 60 minutes before bed. Dim lights. Stretch gently. Breathe low. Write a single sentence of reflection. What does my body want me to see tonight? Even this quiet act is powerful. Not because it guarantees a dream, but because it invites one. There are also practices for entering sleep with intention. One is called dream incubation, an ancient method used in Greek temples, Tibetan traditions, and indigenous dream work. Here's how it works. You pose a question, not to your mind, but to your deeper self. What's the root of my fatigue? What am I afraid to let go of? Where is my body holding pain? Then you go to sleep and trust that the answer, if not in a perfect form, will begin to rise. Maybe in a dream, maybe in a symbol, maybe in how you feel when you wake up. This is not prediction. It's dialogue. Now let's talk about patterns. The more you record your dreams, the more you'll see themes repeating. Certain people, rooms, colors, feelings. These aren't random. They are emotional signatures, signals from parts of your body that are still in motion. Maybe every time you're overwhelmed, you dream of a flooded basement. Maybe when you're suppressing grief, you find yourself in a hospital hallway. Maybe a certain animal appears when your nervous system is dysregulated. The dream doesn't need translation. It needs your presence. Ask, when do I see this symbol? What does my body feel in those dreams? What might this be pointing toward in my waking life? You're not decoding. You're learning a language. Some days, you'll remember nothing. Some nights, the dreams will feel empty, or strange, or disconnected. That's okay. Dreaming isn't a performance. It's a cycle. And your only job is to stay in the rhythm. Keep showing up. You wouldn't abandon a friendship just because the conversation was quiet one day. Treat your dreams the same way. With patience. With warmth. With time. If you want to deepen your dream practice even further, consider these. Group dream sharing. Join or start a group where people gently share and reflect on dreams, not to interpret, but to witness. Movement-based dream integration. Use yoga, dance, or somatic practices to explore what your body remembers from a dream. Dream re-entry. In a quiet moment, close your eyes and imagine stepping back into a powerful dream. What's still there? What wants to be seen? None of this needs to be mystical. It just needs to be honest. You are not reading your dreams. You are being in relationship with them. In the next chapter, we'll explore what happens when the dream body, the waking body, and the emotional self all begin to align. When your inner healing shows up not just in sleep, but in your everyday breath, your posture, your choices. But for now, let this be enough. Every time you write a dream, every time you ask a question before sleep, every time you pause in the morning and remember the feeling of where you were, you're coming back into rhythm with your own nervous system, with your own inner language, with the body that dreams you. You've been dreaming, writing, remembering, not always understanding, but showing up. Night after night, something unfolds. And now, without even realizing it, your waking body has begun to change. This is integration, not a final stage, not a goal, but a slow, quiet blending of worlds, where what you see in the night begins to shape how you walk through the day. Integration is when the border between sleep and wake softens. You begin to feel a dream not just in memory, but in motion. You sit up in bed differently. You breathe into your belly without forcing it. You speak with more space between your words. You walk past a tree, or a mirror, or a stranger, and something inside you says, "I've seen this before." And maybe you have. Because a dream is not locked in time. It's a pattern your body carries. And once you've met that pattern, you begin to live differently. Let's look at what's happening physiologically. When you remember a dream and reflect on it, you activate the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that makes meaning, plans action, and reflects on identity. At the same time, the limbic system, the seat of emotion, replays the feeling tone of the dream. Fear, safety, sadness, curiosity, longing. If you bring embodied awareness, like breath, movement, or touch, to that memory, you begin to literally wire new neural connections. It's not imagination. It's somatic rehearsal. The same principle athletes and musicians use to improve performance. But instead of rehearsing technique, you're rehearsing wholeness. This might show up as making a different choice in a situation that used to trigger fear, noticing your breath deepen when you remember a powerful dream, feeling comfort in a color or symbol from a dream you once feared, experiencing a subtle shift in posture, voice, appetite, or sleep. These may seem small, but they're signs that your nervous system is recalibrating, that the imagery of sleep is sinking into the tissues of the body. And that's the entire point of a dream practice. Not just to dream, but to embody. Some people ask, how do I know if a dream has been integrated? The answer is quiet. You know because your body doesn't react the same way. A nightmare you used to wake from in panic now feels like a story you've heard before, and can respond to with curiosity. A recurring symbol once filled you with dread. Now, it arrives like a visitor you recognize. Not always welcomed, but not feared. Your emotional responses slow down. Your choices become softer, but firmer. You are still yourself, but more anchored. This is the wisdom of the dream being absorbed by the body. You can support this process through small daily rituals. Embodied reflection. After remembering a dream, take a few minutes to move in a way that feels connected. A stretch, a sway, a hand over your chest. Let your body feel the dream again, gently. Breath integration. Find the feeling tone of the dream, calm, fear, love, and breathe into that emotion. Not to change it, just to be present with it. Let the breath guide it into the body's rhythms. Symbol anchoring. Choose one symbol or scene from a dream and carry it with you for the day. In your pocket, in your thoughts, as a sketch. Let it stay close. The goal is not to understand the dream. It's to bring it with you, not as baggage, as a companion. Over time, people with a deep dream practice report remarkable shifts. Chronic tension softens. Decision-making becomes clearer. Emotional resilience increases. Nightmares reduce in frequency or intensity. A deeper sense of being guided from within emerges. Because what's happening isn't abstract. It's biological, psychological, and spiritual integration. The dream is no longer a visitor. It becomes part of your internal team. Integration also means listening when your dreams go quiet. Sometimes, after a period of intense dreaming, there's silence. This isn't absence. It's digestion. Just like a muscle needs rest after being used, the dreaming body sometimes pauses to process what's been received. Respect that pause. Don't force a new dream. Trust that something is settling. And when the dreams return, they'll come more whole, more complete. There's one more layer to integration, transformation. When a dream fully lands in the body, it can spark visible change. People leave jobs. They reconnect with family. They heal long-standing health issues, not because the dream fixed them, but because it revealed what needed tending. This is not magic. It's insight, delivered through the most ancient language we know. And the body, when it hears the truth, responds. In the next and final chapter, we'll gather all the threads. What the dreaming body has taught us, where this journey leads, and how to walk forward, awake to the secret doors within you. But for now, take this with you. Your body does not only heal through medicine or movement or thought. It heals through imagination, attention, and dream. When you let your dreams live not just in your journal, but in your breath. When you move as if they've changed you. When you speak from the place inside you they've touched. Then the doors unlock. And you walk through them. Not only while sleeping, but in every moment of your waking life. You've arrived. Through shadow and silence, nightmares and nightlights, ancient wisdom and modern science. You've followed your body through the dream world. You've remembered things you didn't know you forgot. Felt things you didn't know were still alive. Met parts of yourself that spoke not in words, but in color, sensation, and rhythm. And now, you're here, awake, still dreaming, but different. Because once you know how to listen to your dreaming body, you never walk the same again. We began with the body, the breath, the brain, the rhythm of sleep. We learned how REM opens the stage, how dreams rise like waves from your nervous system, carrying emotion, memory, instinct. We saw how trauma shapes dreams, and how dreams return to finish the stories your body couldn't. We followed lucid dreams into inner worlds, met ancestors, symbols, messages from within. We watched how ancient cultures treated dreaming as medicine, not myth. We recognized dreams of becoming, of transformation, of the future knocking from inside. And finally, we softened into practice, writing, remembering, honoring, not to fix anything, but to listen. This journey hasn't given you a map. It's given you a compass, one that only works when you're quiet, when you trust your breath, when you stay close to your own inner night. There's something important to say now. This is not the end. The dream never ends. Even if you stop remembering, even if life becomes noisy again, your body keeps dreaming. Every night, every sleep cycle, whether you're aware of it or not. Because dreaming isn't a luxury. It's not decoration. It's not mysticism. It's maintenance. It's language. It's truth-telling from the inside out. And your job, if you want one, is simple. Keep listening. You don't need to decode every image. You don't need to become an expert in symbols. You just need to respect the messenger. Whether it comes as a wave, a shadow, a song, a fire. Know that your body chose that shape for a reason. It's not random. It's relational. And when you let that image stay with you, sit with it, breathe with it, let it echo in your day, you allow integration to continue. You may find yourself in unexpected moments. At a stoplight, on a walk, in line at the market, suddenly remembering a dream from weeks ago. That's the dream body calling. Not haunting, not disrupting, just reminding you that you're never fully alone in your healing. There's a self within you, older, wiser, wilder, that walks with you always. And it speaks in dreams. You might ask now, what happens next? Here's the truth. There is no next step, no higher level, no certification, just practice, just rhythm, just showing up. If you remember your dreams, write them. If you don't, sit in silence each morning and ask, what did I feel? That's enough. If you dream vividly, explore the images. If your dreams are fragmented or painful, meet them with breath. Let the body lead. Let the dreams come and go like weather. And keep your inner door unlocked. Some days will feel dry. You'll wake without memory. You'll doubt everything you've learned. And then, without warning, a dream will return. And it will feel like coming home. Because this language never leaves you. It only waits. And every time you meet it again, oh, softly, quietly, without expectation, the dialogue deepens. You become not just a dreamer, but a listener, a translator, a healer. If there's one message this whole journey has whispered, it's this: your body knows the way. Even in sleep, even in fear, even in the dark, it dreams not to confuse you, but to clarify. Not to distract, but to direct. Not to escape the world, but to return you to it, more whole. Every door it unlocks leads inward, to memory, to safety, to potential. And the keys? They were always with you, in breath, in rest, in rhythm. So as you walk forward, into waking life, into uncertainty, into whatever comes next, know this: the dreaming body walks with you. It watches, it waits, it speaks even when you're not listening. And whenever you pause long enough, gently enough, bravely enough, it will speak again, not with words, but with images that move your breath, feelings that soften your spine, symbols that ring like bells in your chest. Because you are not just a body. You are not just a mind. You are a living rhythm, a vessel for mystery, a doorway that dreams walk through every single night. The dream never ends, and neither does your becoming.